get to know you better, honey. And I don't need to say, oh, you make my dreams come true. Still got Hall & Oates on the mind. And I think little chilly on and off again weather's getting the best of me, like I'm trying to catch the sniffles. Hey, Kevin Jackson, what's up? And I might even talk to people today if they come in and want to talk. I put a post up here today, and it's getting a little traction. And continue to share your thoughts and views on the topic that I have up today. It's saying, stop teaching your sons not to hit girls. It could save their lives one day. And I mean that. Because this 2022, and there's also, this is like a continuation of what I, on my other live today, when I was talking about how Tommy got into it with, or the young woman attacked, one of the YouTubers on the Fresh and Fit, on the female OnlyFans chick attacked Tommy Sotomayor on the Fresh and Fit podcast on YouTube. And it just kind of took me to a place of female violence and how it's so minimized in America. And the black community is really kind of minimized, and how we don't take it seriously. Even when the numbers showed a lot of young men are dying at the hands of females and women, of females, period, young or old. Young men are dying. They're being stabbed. They're being poisoned. They're being bludgeoned. They're being poisoned or drugged and robbed. They're being run over by cars. They're being shot by guns. All this stuff. And we're still with this antiquated ideology of, I don't care what a female does. There's never a reason to put your hands on a woman. There's always a reason to put your hands on every goddamn body. But the main reason is if they put their hands on you. As I said earlier, if I had a son growing up in this time, I would let him know you protect yourself against all aggressors. Gender doesn't matter. Because young men today, and I'm going to talk about our community. Hold on, Kevin. What'd you say, bro? Kevin said, you're right in their mind. They can just put their hands on men. Also, but that is what they see their moms do. Correct. A lot of that is learned behavior. But I've been, whenever I talk to a brother who's my age, 45 to 55 in my age group, he comes with that old teaching. And I try to respectfully share with them. Okay, I'm back, y'all. Sorry about that. Somebody called as I was about to get down. Terry, what's up, man? I was just about to, okay, so let me get started. We're talking about that. And as I stopped that, when I'm talking to brothers in my age group, 45 to 55 years old, we were given that old school antiquated training of, I don't care what's going on. There's never a good reason to put your hands on a woman. And at that time, there were women who were susceptible to that teaching, meaning they act like girls. They act very feminine. They were girly. But I remember going to Cypress Junior High School, teenage years, 7th and 9th grade. And boys would feel on the girls' booties, but they expected to get popped in the back and even drop kicked in the back because they knew they were out of line. And so they would stand there and brace themselves. And she would just wear their behinds out. But right now, we're not in those times. We don't live in those times anymore, and I just need guys to understand that. I don't have a problem with teaching a young man today to defend yourself against all aggressors at all. Because these young women today are not the young women of 85, of 79, of 88, of 94. They're not the same young women. These are a bunch of masculine, hair-hatted, so-called independent boss bitches. Halfway stood, lesbian, masculine energy having little chicks. Not all, but too many. But this is the thing that's always puzzled me. We always taught boys. Okay, I'm back again. Everybody trying to call you, boy. All right, so as I was saying, come on. And so we never taught We always taught the young boys. But that was in a time where I guess he was considering protecting his sister or something like that. But then, even in the families, we'll let the sisters hit all on the boys. And the way he was responding, when he retaliated, he's supposed to just hold her, or some of the mom or the dads would say, "Will you tell me if she hit you?" And of course, there's exception to every rule, but the main thing was girls got a chance to get away with murder in the households. And so they grew up with that, thinking they can hit boys because they got a chance to knock their brothers around, and their brothers would be bigger than them. But they still were not allowed to hit their sisters back, and I think that was wrong. Because that's part of the femininity creating or grooming process. When women learn their place, they're supposed to be taught their place in the 1st and 2nd grade as little girls. You know, when they get into 5th and 6th grade, 10th grade, they're supposed to be girls. Because one thing I learned from the nature of things, you know, those of you who believe in God and nature, there's a masculine and a feminine. And women are more powerful when they're in their femininity, not when they're masculine. Because a lot of these chicks, they're getting their asses handed to them, they act like masculine dudes, and dudes are kicking their ass. Now, is that right? Well, no, but it's going against the natural order of things. When you get in a man's place, well, men are going to handle you like that. When you start cussing the dude out, talking crazy and all of that, well, that's how men do. And boys do. And all this automatic roles where, you know, giving your seat up to a woman and all of this stuff, those things are gone because women killed that chivalrous stuff. Women killed it. So I need those of us who are my age, 45 to 55 years old, to just catch up with the times. Some of us are like grandfathers and stuff now. You know, the children are grown. So they may not be caught up in this, but there's some guys in their 30s who are catching hell from these little hard chicks. And I know that the very easy logic to say is, well, if you think this is what's going on, get away from her. Well, that's what we try to tell our daughters who stay with dudes who beat their ass. Do they ever leave? Not hardly. Tina Turner stayed for 19 years as Ike allegedly, reportedly put a boot up her ass. And so a lot of your daughters are still with these dudes who are kicking their ass. And so don't make it like such a hard thing if you see a young man who's still with a woman who talks crazy to him or smacks him on his arm or pushes him as her way of responding to something she didn't like what he said. And especially if he's a strange man who's not married to you as a woman, or y'all just having a conversation, you don't like what he said, and you think you can throw a drink in his face or verbally assault him. See, that's the times we live in. And all I want to do is educate guys today. In case you hadn't been paying attention, women have had at least 3 or 4 women's marches for equality. Not for their families, not to be viewed as feminine, beautiful women who want a husband and want a family. They want to be equal to men. And that's fine. But I'm telling you, women, y'all don't want this smoke to be a man. You still want the man benefits, but you still want to be able to bat your eyelashes. You still want to be able to get away with a lot of things. You still want to be able to do less work but receive equal pay. See, that's not how that works. And we're going to have to understand. You know, I know a bunch of, I refer to you as traditionalists. Man, I ain't never supposed to put his hands on a woman. I don't care what she does. I'm so far removed from that kind of behavior, that mindset. Now, if I had a daughter, to protect her, I said, sweetheart, you are a girl. You know how you can always be protected? Don't ever raise your hand to open a door. Don't ever open your purse to pay a check. Don't ever go out with a man who you have no intention of getting no coochie to. Don't ever do that, because that's a bunch of lying right there. If you don't like him, don't go out to dinner with him. If you don't see yourself letting him beat your back out, don't go out to dinner with him. Don't take his number, don't take anything, because that's why men go out on dates with the assumption that sex is going to be had. Now, you can moralize it and debate it in your head. Well, that ain't right. Why they think that? I live in reality. And trust me, even the so-called good guys, I'm going to be a gentleman. I'm going to take her out, take her to Red Lobster, take her to Hula Hands, take her to Papados. I'm going to take her to, nice swanky places. You get through, your bill is about $130 because she ate what she wanted and drank what she wanted. Then she drops you off, or you drop her off, or y'all leave. She gives you a squeezy hug. Then she looks at her phone because she got texted by the guy who ain't got to take her nowhere to beat her back out. And now you mad because you weren't honest about your intent in the first place. That's why I'll tell you, go listen to Tom Likas. He tells you exactly what to do. You ain't got to be mad at nobody if you understood female nature. All this chivalrous foolishness that we still trying to push on young men today, stop. These are a different breed of young women. They're not the feminine women of your mother's day. They're not the feminine women of your grandmother's day. These are a bunch of hustling hustlers. And they're not very emotionally in tune with their femininity. So that means, so when you say, you'll ask me, well, Rico, what does that mean? That means they don't hardly like men like that. They don't like them like that. They see men as utilities. They don't really care for them like that. Sure, they'll take some penis. Hell, they even take a baby. But they don't mean they like dudes. Because look at all these women out here having kids just by anybody. But they're getting pats on the back in our community for being a single mother. So that's what I'm saying. Don't teach your sons to be nice to a group of people who not even hardly that nice to them. And please spare me. They ain't the women I know. And not the women in my family. Get out of here. We all can say that. Half of us can say that. And then those who are saying that, you lying. It's the women in your family too. Hell. Because we all got those ratchets in our families. She's just old now, but she was a young 40-year-old ratchet when you were little. Or a smart mouth, or just a complete bitch. Now she's 70 and she's a complete bitch. It means she was a bitch at 40 when you were little. Terry, what'd you say, bro? See, a lot of what you agree with, I agree with. The red flags are from the beginning. It's up to realize what they are. I get it. But I'm about protecting young men, and we have to protect them on all fronts. And one of the things is what keeps a lot of young men in trouble is their emotional health and mental health. We're not allowing them to be free young men. Young white men, Asian men, Hispanic men understand that they're the men in their race. They don't play that. And guess what? The women respect them as the men. If you acting a fool, y'all see how them dudes be doing them chicks? They ghost them, talk crazy to them. And guess what they do? They understand I'm a woman and I need a man. But see, black women, and they teach their black daughters who are 30 years old, talking about, I'm looking for God to send me a man. Who are 35 years old, I'm waiting for God to send me a man. You're in your 30s now, trying to look for a man. But you already got 2 kids. Really, little mama? 3 kids. Just looking for the right man. But obviously you found the right penis before you found the right man. And so I'm about keeping our young men alive and teaching them that the men aren't just their enemies or the aggressor, but these very women that you lay down with every day will sell you out. Look at a lot of celebrities who've died because their woman has shot them in their sleep or stabbed them in their sleep. You know, a little boy in the 1st grade, say he gets slapped in the face by the little girl. And the teacher's wondering why he's crying. Well, I can answer that question. He's crying, number one, because the shit hurt. And also, it's in conflict because he's been taught by his mama and probably his dad that he's not supposed to hit girls, but nobody's taught that little girl not to hit boys. And that's the problem. When y'all gonna start teaching y'all daughters to act like women, to be a feminine young lady? You know what I'm saying? In her voice and her movement. Those are the women that are winning. People saying the hoes are women winning. No, they're not. The little strippers, they're not winning. Yeah, they get a dude, they get a baby, and guess what? They break up in 3 to 6 months. But the real women are winning. The ones who act like women, who like men. You know, that's why a lot of guys say, hell, I'd rather go to a prostitute and pay for the girlfriend experience. The prostitute understands his business, but so that means she's giving him what he paid for. Because it's a breakdown. And we don't recognize it because it's things that we're doing that's not helping. And we have to become more mature. We have to get with the times. Again, I'll repeat. They've had at least 4 women's movements in the past 5 or 6 years. If some of you could have torn yourself away from ESPN Sports and paid attention to CNN and what's that channel that's free that shows all the stuff that's going on in the world? What's the name of that channel? But anyway, Tamika Mallory and all those folks have had women's movement. Women, we want equal rights. Women are first. Women, we need to be politically empowered women. But they never ever said, we want to fight for our sons. We want to fight for our daughters. We want to fight for our husbands. We want to fight to get husbands. They never said that. Hell, when we went to the Men's Man March in 1995, long live the Men's Man March, Mr. Farrakhan said his speech. And guess what we talked about? He gave the assignment. Go back. Claim your neighborhood. Go get your sons, your daughters, get your women, get your wives, get your girlfriends. That's what Mr. Farrakhan told 2.5 million men. But if you ever go and look at the footage of any women's movement, they never mention children or men. Do y'all understand what I'm talking about? 2022, don't teach your sons never to hit women. These chicks are taking yoga. They going to the gun range. They're doing all kinds. They're watching these movies. They're watching Lifetime. They teach them how to kill men in their sleep, how to use objects to kill men. You know, they're getting this perception that these feminists out here saying that men are a danger. I ran across a YouTube channel last night. It said holistic channel or whole something. And he said, on Kevin. And it was said, and the name of the title was, I guess they was mad at Tina Knowles. She must have did a documentary about black men. And it was like 8 women and a gay man on there talking crazy about black men. And in the title it says, black men are a danger or black men are dangerous. They have YouTube channels dedicated to talk about how much they hate black males. And you black fathers out there teaching your sons never to hit women. Yeah, we can teach them to remove themselves. But see, sometimes that's not always possible. Let me tell y'all a little something. I taught batterers intervention for quite a few years before COVID. And I can't wait to go back to teach those classes again. Because you learn a lot about relationships that are not perfect as our own, I guess. And when I listened to those men tell the story, y'all know what I heard? Man, we was getting into it, we was arguing. And I said, F it, I'm finna leave. She jumps on his back because he said, where you going? She jumps on his back. He slings on the couch to get out of there. She started throwing parts of the furniture at him. Or he's trying to pull out of the driveway in the apartments. She jumps on the hood of the car. And when they hit a bump, she bumps off the hood of the car and was in the air about to hit the ground when the police pulled up. He got charged with reckless vehicle homicide, reckless vehicle something. He got a charge. Kevin said, there's some big enough to throw a lick, there's some big enough to take one. That's all I'm asking. If they come at you with equal rights, fellas, you have the right to respond with equal lefts. Now, am I advocating for dudes to go out there and just start jumping on chicks? No. I'm just saying protect yourself. And no woman has the right to become physical with you because you said, still Rico, smart and intelligent black cat that I went to Fraser with. Right on, Terry. And shout out to, I just knew that one brother of yours, man. See, it's Terry. And what's your other brother name? Because I didn't get the chance to know the other 6. I just knew y'all 2. I knew it was a whole, look, man. I knew back then in Fraser, Terry was a whole lot of y'all. But I only got to meet that other brother of yours. Okay, Mike, yeah. Both of y'all had a Jerry curl, right? Yeah, I think his was a little bigger than yours, bro. So, yeah. Y'all ever want to meet a whole family of the coolest light-skinned dudes y'all ever want to meet? Y'all gonna meet Terry and he'll introduce you to the rest of them fellas. So, so, so thing is, what was I saying? Oh, you didn't think I remember Terry? All right. Yeah, good dudes. Uh, hey, did y'all used to live in the Greenbrier? Did y'all used to live in the Greenbrier apartments? And so anyway, what was I saying about these damn folks? Yeah, well, see, she jumped out of the car, got charged with that, and damn, man, you made me forget my point, fooling around. But anyway, I'm just saying, yeah, they have the right. You have the right to respond to equal lefts. I remember that, and but anyway, that's what I mean. So this kind of be brought up to 2022 in our thinking. That's all, because it really save a lot of lives if we just become more in tune with what the politics are. You said a female over the cat, what's that, CST or something? I can't remember it, Mary Max. I know I was talking about, I was talking about the Baptist classes and yeah, and the situation with that. Love to teach those again. But anyway, that's all. That's my point. On Delano about Rolling Hills and Ed Rice. Gotcha. Terry responded. Said, now we lived on Delano. Okay. Got it. Okay. And so, trying to get guys to understand this. And I'm not in here advocating guys attacking girls. I'm just saying, oh yeah, thank you, Mary Max. I got it. But no, yeah, it relates to that. And also, I remember Beyonce had this video called Hold Up from the Lemonade album that everybody fell for. Then her husband came out, Jay-Z came out with an apology album, and then they both went on tour and got more money out of you suckers. I mean, you music lovers. She had a song, if you go find the video, it's called Hold Up. She's wearing a sunshiny yellow dress, and the song goes like, hold up. He don't love you like I love you. Slow down. He don't love you like I love you. And blah, 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 blah. Just go find that video. She's walking down the street wielding a bat. Now, the assumption is that she's looking for him. Because it's been put out that the man has cheated on her. And she's walking down the street, taking that bat, wielding that bat, and smashing up the car windows, smashing up this car. That assumption is that it belonged to the cheating boyfriend or what have you, right? And so she just go down and she just tearing stuff up. And then at the end of the video, she makes this hard, wild swing, and the camera just like the camera just fell on the ground. It's to simulate that she hit the man with the bat and knocked him out. I went on my page. If y'all think that Beehive ain't real, it's real. I said, oh, so it's okay for a woman it's okay to approve of domestic violence as long as the woman is perpetuating the violence against the man? I said, and I explained the image in her video, Hold Up. I didn't think that was appropriate because had it been a man running around talking about beating up chicks, there would have been protests all over the place. And the Beehive came. Wait a minute. You don't understand. He cheated on her. He broke her heart. There y'all believing that Jay-Z cheated on her? Stupid. I said, no. I don't care if she walked in. I don't care if Beyonce or the character in the video walked in on Jay-Z laying a hard one to Solange. She has no right to tear up his property. She has no right to physically put her hands on him. Cheating does not absolve yourself of committing a crime when you physically assault someone or attack their property. I don't know when emotionalism supplanted legality or the law. But let women think about it. Everything is okay when they're mad. Everything is good. Everything is cool. As long their revenge is okay. Never mind the law. And so they came at me, and I was all kinds of this. I mean, like 22 to 24,000 people responded and was buzzing around my ass. I even lost a close friend. Well, I thought it was a close friend. She got her feelings and she got on the side of the people that she didn't even know. Talking about me with them. I said, damn. And so, I'm just letting y'all know, domestic violence is not okay. But we're always pushing it like it's the men are the major aggressors. But no one will go look up statistics. Well, you can't look up the stats. You know why? Because you're not going to get an honest account of who's doing the battering. It's not like it used to be in the 80s and 90s. Women have caught up to what we think the numbers are as it relates to who's battering more. You know why? They've caught up. It looks like, they've caught up, and it still appears that the men are battering more. But if those men who do not report battering, abusive language, abusive physical assault, the women would outnumber the men in who's battering today. But so much underreporting going on with the men. So when you go into these spaces that talk about intimate partner violence, we're not going to get the true representation of who's doing the battering, because men underreport out of so-called manhood and ego, because it is a fact that when men complain about women beating on them, other men laugh at them. They rarely show the men any compassion or empathy. And guess what? The police officers have even been known to laugh at men when they call the police and say, my woman is beating on me. But as soon as a woman just barely says, oh my God, he looked at me. And don't let her have, she got a big ass though. She thick though, don't let her be that. And all of a sudden every man around, oh bro, you ain't supposed to do that, bro. She was my girl, man. Just shut up. So we got to stop that kind of simping too. Because their behavior won't change. So this spring and summer, when we head back to our social work jobs or our case management, caseworker jobs, and we have to have these workshops, and ones about, especially if I want to go back to teaching batterers intervention classes, we have to do these batterers workshops 2 or 3 days. I'm going to have to make a choice. Standing there and telling the truth again. Got this about 4 years ago. Or just be quiet and get that certificate and move on. And let them continue to push that lie that men are out battering women. This percentage of men battering women it greatly outweighs women, and it's not true. Go look up statistics like from the CDC or the Pew Institute Center research, or blackdemographics.com. Find a credible research source. But then, when you look at that, keep in mind of all the men who've underreported and who will continue to underreport. And then you might get some kind of fair estimate of who's actually doing the battering in these relationships. And then they just will not talk about the same-sex battering that goes on. Studs be beating the pure UD dog doo-doo out of their little girlfriends. Those stud chicks, whew. You talking about scratching faces up and messing up bank accounts and scratching up cars? Shit. And just flat out beating their ass? Mm-mm. And then you got the male. You know, yeah. We used to see a lot of that on the show Cops. So anyway, I'm not going to just belabor this. I hope y'all got my point. And now continue to go to the post and to share your thoughts. In the description box, all this stuff. I still have my book and all that stuff. And let's stop teaching our sons not to hit girls. Because one day, it could save your boy's life. Y'all be easy and enjoy the rest of your evening. Mary Max, call me when this thing goes off, okay? Peace.